One of my favorite video game systems of all time is the Nintendo 64. I mean, I just wrote a book about the art of N64 wrestling games, available on Amazon now. Link in the description box and pinned comment. Thank you in advance for your purchase. But the N64 was a system that completely wowed me as a kid, like seeing Mario in 3D and Super Mario 64, just absolutely mind-blowing stuff. But to play an N64 on a modern television isn't exactly the easiest thing in the world. Now, there are lots of options, different cables, different upscalers. There were supposed to be clone consoles coming out, like the Warrior 64, which came out but was absolutely terrible. Hyperkin was making an N64. Or were they? Because it seems like that was actually just smoke and mirrors about what they were showing. You could set up a mini PC to your TV and emulate things, but what if you just want a console that will play your N64 games on an HD television and do some quality of life features? Well, there is one, and it's coming out available for pre-order very soon from Analog, and it's the Analog 3D. Now, I have gone on record talking about Analog, and I'm not the biggest fan of this company, not from a quality perspective, not from a product perspective, but from a business perspective. They never adjust their model. They have these limited quantities. They rely on FOMO and stuff like that. Like, this company's been around for a long time now. At some point in time, you have to adjust the way you do business to meet the modern era. But they are making an N64 system. So the future is here. No, the future is Forsaken. I played Forsaken on the N64. Introducing the Analog 3D. This was announced quite a while ago. It was allegedly supposed to come out earlier this year, but, you know, stuff happens. I don't really care about that. A reimagining of the N64 in 4K resolution, 10 times the resolution of the original N64. The first and perhaps the greatest multiplayer system of all time. Analog 3D is 100% compatible with every original N64 game ever made. Region-free, Bluetooth LE. Dual band Wi-Fi, 4 original style controller ports, entirely new generation analog hardware featuring 3D operating system, engineered entirely in FPGA, no emulation. Now, if you want to nitpick, you could say, well, FPGA kind of is a form of emulation, but I'm not one of those people that will do it. And then we got to look at the system here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the controller. Like, I don't know. I think it looks okay-ish, but you know, you could just go with a Retro Fighters controller or an original N64 controller. But I do like the way that the system itself looks. Like, you know, it's small, it's sleek. You got the 4 controller ports on the front. You got the little light here, power switch, the reset button. You know, I think it's a good looking system. I don't really have any qualms about it. A couple different colorways because, of course, you know, I don't know. I think I would go with the black personally. Showing some ratty looking N64 games. I'm pretty sure that that's not an actual picture because that looks way too crispy as far as that is concerned. But these are the pictures you get of it. So, you know, good looking system. 100% compatibility for the first time ever. Analog 3D represents a milestone in video game preservation. Oh, so now you want to be the Preservation Society. It's not only the world's first reimagining of an N64, but the world's first 100% compatible recreation of the N64. Analog spent nearly 4 years engineering an FPGA. No more incompatibilities found in software emulation like input lag, graphic and audio inaccuracies, timing and frame rate issues, and more. For the first time ever, you can re-experience the N64 exactly as it was meant to be without compromise. Okay, once again, that's very cool. But I'm kind of sensing something here. That something seems to be missing. Something seems to be a bit missing. You got a little you can't even read this. I don't care. So I'll highlight this, and it could be because I'm in dark mode, but I don't think it is because I don't think that would affect anything. So you have different things here. You got CRT, filters and stuff, unmatched, zero lag, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, cool. You know, indistinguishable recreations of CRT. I don't know that I really care about that. You know, I'm not playing N64 to play it on a CRT. And I know there's people that love scan lines and stuff like that. But one of the things that you said was 10 times the resolution of the original N64. But you notice a little asterisk by that. Well, we'll get into that. But that's cool. You know, doing different things. The gold standard of multiplayer, Okay, cool. The controller, take it or leave it, whatever. Where? Oh, okay, wait. We got the OS system here, which has a very strange font choice. Redesigned in 4K exclusively for the Analog 3D, loaded with features uniquely crafted for the N64, developed for everyone who understands that the details define the experience, sets the standard for exploring the depths. Okay, whatever. So you've got play cartridge home, your library, set date and time, because if you're playing like Animal Forest, that's based on a internal clock. Screenshots, controllers, network settings, the library of games. Like, that's cool. I think that's nice. An FPGA, talking about that, the different things in here. It's accurate. All right, cool. Technical specs, some little graphics here. I'm wondering something, though, because if we're getting to the technical specs, we're obviously getting to the end of the line here. No comparison pictures? What's in the box? You get the system, a cable, a USB cable, no controller. So supply your own controller here. Talks about the different things, and it is available now, which is a lie because the pre-orders don't go up until the 21st, for $249.99. So I think that's a really good price, honestly. I think it's a really good-looking system, but I do wonder, like, where is any sort of screenshots for this? Because, I think resolution is 10 times the majority of games at 320. Some games display at 640. But, like, where is the comparison of, like, the original N64 compared to what this system is going to do in terms of graphics? Because I think a lot of people are very interested to see, you're making some pretty bold claims here, and obviously these things can be misconstrued. But I have to imagine that it's simply not changing the image as an internal resolution sort of thing, but it's just the output is going to output onto your HD television. So I think that's one of my biggest questions with this, because, for every other system that Analog has done, they show you, pictures of games running on it. They show you how things look on the system, and you get a look at, like, the screens and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of comparisons, but you're asking people to pre-order this without really any comparisons. Now, you could say, well, if you look at these images here, like, these are obviously running on the system, and you could zoom in. I mean, if you zoom in, like, you're still not going to get a really good image of it because it's still a shrunk down image just being expanded. So where is the compression versus the actual thing here? But the thing I find the most hilarious about this is last night, I actually got tired of waiting, and I bought an HDMI modded Nintendo 64 system. It's coming with a controller and an expansion pack. It's modded with HDMI. It works on a television. And I got that for $220. No RGT discount or anything like that. It was just what the price of it was. So I wonder how that is going to compare to this system, because I do think this system has a lot of bells and whistles, but I would like to hear about the bells and whistles. I would like to hear about the different graphical outputs that I can do, the different filters, the different sorts of things, and I would like to see that before I pre-order. Now, I probably am going to pre-order this because I'm a fan of the N64, and I want to be able to play something on my HD television, and this does seem interesting enough. It does solve a problem of there not being a way to just plug a cartridge into an N64 system on your HD television and run an HD cable to it. But I feel like this isn't necessarily for those kind of people who are looking for that simple solution because of the price point being $250, but the fact that it has to be ordered online. Like, this is for the connoisseur. And if I'm the connoisseur, I'm asking myself, where are the comparison pictures? Where are games running on this system? How does that work? Does it work? I assume it works with an EverDrive. What's the point of the Wi-Fi? What's the point of the internet connection? I guess maybe just for like firmware updates and stuff like that. But then on the other side, you do have that these operating systems usually get jailbroken, and you could do some additional things with them. But you can already do that with an EverDrive. You can run different emulators, like NES emulators, on an actual EverDrive. So do you really need this? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's cool. I definitely think it's cool, but I'm definitely a little bit leery because there is no comparison pictures here. You can look at the website and see. You can get the controllers, 8-bit dues for $40. All right, that's cool. I probably will pass on that, but I don't know. Something just seems a little weird about this, and that's just me. So you can pre-order it. The shipping price will probably be $1 million. You're probably coming out at like 300 after shipping and taxes or something like that. But still, for a lot of modded Nintendo 64 systems, depending on which mod you want, you're going to have to pay a premium price. So I'm going to buy this, at least attempt to. I'm not going to go out of my way to get it, but it goes up at 11 a.m. But if it sells out in like 1 minute, you damn right your boy will be making a video on it. But I am looking forward to it. I just kind of wonder, like, where are the screenshots of the games? Where are the videos of the games? My Etsy seller, where I bought my N64, showed me games running via HDMI on the TV, but analog can't. Just some questions here, folks. Let me know what you think of the analog 3D in the comments section down below. Do you still have N64 games? I mean, you could just buy an EverDrive with this and, be done with it and, have the entire N64 library, be able to play a bunch of stuff on there and have a good time. Or do you just emulate? And there's nothing wrong with that. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.